Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to the weight room. We're going to have another great episode here. Stay tuned and listening on and enjoy the episode. Hello?
Hi, hello, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Good, thanks.
Hey, thanks for coming on. If you just want to introduce yourself a little bit, we can start there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Kathy and I'm from County Wicklow here in Ireland. I'm a caterer, but my real passion lies with health and fitness.
First of all, what got you into doing the line of work that you're in?
Well, the business I work in is my neighbour's business. So when I was 15, I started out waitressing there. And since then, I've kind of worked my way up, didn't know what I was doing, but just got put into the deep end. And now I'm the main caterer there. I love it. Every day is different. We deal with mostly corporate overseas clients. So, I get to meet so many different people from all around the world. And I love it.
How did you get into fitness and health? Was that something that you were interested in as, in an early age or something kind of just recently?
Well, no. When I was growing up, I was not a sporty child at all. But when about 3 years ago, I think it was January 2018 is when I first started weight training. And the reason was because 2017 was a pretty rough year for me. I would have always had anxiety, but in 2017 there was just a few events that just made it way worse. So by the end of that year, I had lost a lot of weight because I just could not eat, and I had to go on medication. So in January 2018, a colleague of mine suggested that I go and I train with him. And from that one session, I was hooked.
So it started out, was it more of just like a blowing off steam kind of thing or to try new
Yeah,
things?
yeah. I think it was kind of, he could see that I was going through a really rough time and I had kind of lost my confidence. I was a shell of a person, to be quite honest. I had lost my zest for life. I felt like, it just had been a really tough year. So he kind of took me under his wing, said, come on, train with me. And I absolutely loved it. Like from that moment on, I never looked back.
When you started out, did you have any specific goals or was it just kind of doing it for the mental health kind of aspect of it?
It was a bit of both. When I started out, it was kind of, I wanted to get strong. It was kind of the empowering thing of like, I'm able to lift this weight. Like, it was kind of, I'm going to do it. And it was just smashing goals after goals. For the first year, I have to say, I kind of went a little too hard. I kind of went in, not knowing what I was doing, and went straight in. And I kind of burnt out by the end of 2018. But after that, then I kind of educated myself more on nutrition, on fitness, like what I wanted to do, because I was switching between powerlifting, between bodybuilding. I didn't know if I wanted to do a competition, if I wanted to just get strong. I was switching back and forth because I didn't actually know what I wanted to do or what I was even doing. I was just kind of lifting weights for the sake of it. So, after 2018, I kind of settled into a gym and I kind of focused more on where I wanted to go and what I was doing and what worked best for me. And yeah.
During kind of that initial training phase, I guess you would call it your first year, I think a lot of people go through
Mm-hmm.
that time of like trying to figure out what they like best. So what did you kind of land on as far as that goes?
After, as I say, I was doing kind of powerlifting and then I was doing bodybuilding and I was just lifting weight for the sake of it. So I did have a powerlifting coach then in 2019. But with work, I can be very busy like most of the year. I just couldn't dedicate the time I wanted to. So then I found another trainer and we mostly focused on aesthetics, trying to get me into really good shape. And so since then, it's been more bodybuilding training I've been doing. I'm not really focusing on weight at the moment, lifting how heavy I can at the moment. It's mostly just trying to get in a good shape, especially this year we've just come out of our second lockdown. So I'm just back to the gym literally this week. So I'm still on my light weights after not lifting for 6 weeks. But I'm sure the weight will come up. And in January, I'm going to start a new plan and see where that takes me.
I've seen a lot about that second lockdown. And how was that the first time, the first lockdown? How did you handle that?
Well, the first lockdown here came as a complete surprise. We we didn't really have any cases around, and then they were starting to have a few cases locally. And by, I think this was on a weekend in March, and then by the Wednesday it was like, okay, country's gone into lockdown. It was a complete surprise. So they said it was going to be 2 weeks, but it actually went on until, I'm going to say, March, April, May, June. I think it was September.
Wow.
From March until September, it was almost 6 months we were locked down. So then we got back, and then the second wave hit us. So we then were locked down for another 6 weeks, and they're talking already of maybe a January lockdown. So we're kind of, everyone's doing what they can, but we still know that the gyms might close. I do have, at the first lockdown, I went more the cardio route. Now, I do not enjoy cardio at all. I am more of a weightlifter, but I kind of took out running. It was in summer. It was lovely long days, but this last lockdown, it wasn't great. It's dark now. It's, what time is it here now? It's just gone past 5 o'clock here in the evening, and it's pitch black outside. So our days are pretty short here in the autumn and winter. So it was harder to be motivated to get out, to get your run in or to do any type of workout. But the first time around, not so bad. We had our long days, and I was able to get out and at least do some sort of exercise.
So before lockdown, between I guess that year of 2019, how did you work your way into your, I guess, normal or routine kind of deal? You said 2018 you kind of started off, you were doing a lot of different things. Was it a quick transition to be like, okay, I kind of want to figure it out now? Or was it kind of still a slow kind of transition in 2019?
So with mainly in 2018, I was just training with my friend. And he was great and all, but he wasn't a professional. So I felt like I just needed some sort of a professional guidance in some way. So I joined a local gym, and I was talking to a friend who is a professional on Instagram, and they done me up a plan, and I was like, great, this is what I'm going to stick with. So I really enjoyed having a plan there for me to follow. I didn't have to be thinking about when I walked into the gym, like, what am I going to do today? Or, the guesswork was taken out for me, and I was able to just get to it, and I've seen amazing results. So from there then, I changed trainer then, and from there we've just been working together ever since. With work, my work can be so unpredictable because we can be really, really busy, or we might be quiet for a while. So I've always made it an absolute top priority that I do at least 4 days a week. I try for 5 to 6 days a week in the gym, but if I'm absolutely slammed in work and I can't, I don't put too much pressure on myself, but I do like to at least get, a few days a week in the gym and get what I have to get done. Because if I don't, I really notice it on my mental health and just my well-being in general. Like if I'm out at the gym for too long, I can feel it in myself. So yeah, it's for aesthetics, but it's also for my mental health more than anything, to be honest.
How does the personal trainer kind of relationship work during a lockdown? Is it something you would recommend somebody to be there and say, hey, we can still do this, and kind of motivate you?
Yeah. Well, my trainer is actually from America, so it's always been just online. So we have a great relationship since we've been working together for so long. And it just, on the days that you cannot be motivated, that you do not want to go, it's so nice to have somebody to be able to give a text to, or, send a message and be like, Ryan, I don't want to do this. And he'll, get you motivated, get you going again. I find I'm pretty good at keeping myself motivated, but especially over the likes of lockdown, or, if you are going through a bit of a rough patch, it's really good to have someone on your side, and they're there to push you. They know what they're talking about. They know your capability, even when you don't know yourself. So yeah, I definitely recommend. I've said it all along. You don't, especially when you're starting out, I think getting a coach or a trainer, even if it's in your local gym, just somebody who has the knowledge that can teach you. I just think I think it's really benefited me, and I really think it'd benefit a lot of people too.
Have you done some reading up or research or just knowledge searching on health and fitness, or do you kind of leave that all up to the personal trainer?
No, I would have done a lot myself because I'm very interested in it. I really discovered a passion, and I'm actually annoyed at myself that I didn't discover this years ago because I always wrote it off. I was a little bit overweight most of my life, so I always said like I'll never be able to do that, but I am, and I'm just annoyed at myself that I didn't try it earlier. But yeah, I started just reading up on basic things like Googling things, learning off of Instagram, YouTube videos, anything. And actually, just before the first lockdown, I was about to do a fitness course myself to get a qualification as a personal trainer. But of course, COVID happened, so all of that has stopped. But hopefully, 2021, I will be able to get a qualification myself and help others the way people have helped me. And with Instagram, like I've had a lot of girls reach out to me and say, "Oh, will you train me, or can I train with you?" And because they've heard like I talk a lot on my Instagram about everything that I'm going through or everything that I've been through, and they feel a connection with me. But obviously, I'm not qualified, so I always have to say, "You can come to the gym with me, but like I can't actually train you." So it'll just be great to be able to offer that to people and to have that connection with them. And yeah, it's just I really have found my passion with it. I'm very passionate about helping people become what they can, because I always doubted myself. I always remember when I was a heavier person and I'd see people who were my shape now, and I would always be like, no, that's their body type. I could never be that. I'm just different. It's just not me. I'll never be able to get to that. And now even sometimes I look in the mirror and I'm like, look where I am. Like, look at what I've done. It's just mind blowing sometimes to see how far you can push yourself and what your body can do. And it's something that I'm very passionate about, being able to say to a woman who believes I'll never be a size 8 or I'll never have a small waist, that to say to them, like, you can, nothing is impossible. You know, you can always push for more, and you can get there. So, yeah.
So do you think that the fitness road, the personal training and stuff like that, is that something you want to pursue as far as like moving into a career, moving into a main job, or is it something you'll keep as a hobby to make some side money? Like, how do you see that going in the future? What do you want out of that?
I'm hoping in time that it would become a full-time career, but probably realistically for the first year at least, it might be more of a part-time thing. With my job at the moment, I don't know when things are going to kick off because, as I say, we deal mostly with overseas clients that fly in here to Ireland on biggest incentive trips and come visit us and all. So I don't see that happening anytime in the near future. So I think this is a really good time and a good opportunity for me to pursue fitness, and maybe for 2021, do both of them, keep both of them balanced, try to do a little bit of fitness and then do my main job too. But hopefully in the next 5 years, I will be successful at some sort of a fitness job, whether that's doing personal training in a gym or online clients, or I don't know what road I will take afterwards, but I do hope it will become my career in the future. The job I'm doing now, I've been working in the same company for 15 years. So I feel like I'm due a change, and I just think, a little bit of excitement, and just, it's my passion, as I say, and it's something I've only discovered in the last couple of years. So to get a second chance and to be able to like get out into the world and start afresh, it's very exciting to me, and I just hope everything goes well this year, that I will be able to complete the courses I need to complete and get it on the way.
What's your current training splits like?
Now, since I'm out of lockdown, I'm trying to focus more on getting my lower body strength back, because I after the last lockdown, I focused more upper body because I kind of lost a bit of my shape. So This time around, I'm going to try do, I think, 3 days lower body and then the rest upper body. That's just the split that works best for me at the minute, because normally when I'm working with Ryan, you know, it's much more detailed. I'll do back one day and whatever. But with the way I'm working now, and because, you know, everything has been so unpredictable, for me, it's best to go lower, upper, lower, upper. But yeah, I've been back to the gym since Tuesday, and I am so sore everywhere after not training for 6 weeks. And yeah, coming back with a bang. Of course, I done lower the first day I got back, and yeah, I'm still feeling the effects today. So not complaining about the pain, because I've missed it. You know, home workouts are good and all, but I haven't. I never push myself enough when I'm at home. I just miss the atmosphere of the gym and just the people around me, and just the whole leaving your house. I'm about 20 minutes away from my gym, so it's a whole process for me to get to the gym. So it took a lot for me to be motivated to, you know, pick up my weights here at home and, you know, get it done. So I didn't do very much over the past 6 weeks at all. So when I did get to the gym and back in that environment, I really did just kind of go a little bit too crazy on the first day. But hey, I'm not going to complain about it. It's too easy to give up for me at home. If I'm here at home doing weights, I'll do the first set, I might do the second set, and then I'm like, I can't be bothered to do the last set. Like, or, you know, somebody will come in and distract me, or I'll see something and I'll go off and do that instead. Whereas, like, if I'm in the gym, I'm in the gym, I'm there. You know, I'm not going to waste that time. I've came all this way. I've got everything with me. So you're going to do your work, and like, there's people around you, so you're not going to give up mid-set and walk away, because everyone's kind of motivating everybody. Well, that's how it is in my gym anyway. And it's just so, yeah, at home, I couldn't stick to it. But in the gym, it's a different story. Like, I have the headphones on and I'm in the zone, and I just get it done.
Is that your personality at the gym too? Is it kind of like a outgoing? Which kind of person are you at the gym?
I'm a very friendly person in general. But when I'm in the gym, I have a face that looks like I will just go crazy at you at any minute. I have the headphones on and I'm so in the zone, I can't see anything around me. I don't see anybody. People think I'm ignoring them. People think that I'm just being really rude. It's not at all. It's just because I'm so in my own zone and I'm like focusing on the weight in front of me, that I just don't see people. And so if they message me or something after and they're like, I seen you in the gym and you didn't say hi, I'm always like, I'm so sorry, you're going to have to come up and actually tap me on the shoulder to talk to me, because I'm not going to see you. I'm just going to focus on what I'm doing, and just, I don't see anybody else. But I always have to warn people that I do have a resting bitch face in the gym, but I really am a nice person in real life. I think once I get into that zone, especially if it's like deadlifts or squats or something like that, I just have to focus on completely. I always feel like I lift heavier and I'm just better able for it. Like, if I'm too focused on, oh, there's 3 people behind me, or, oh, that's that girl over there or whatever, I'm not going to be able to just focus on what I need to do. But I have been making a bigger effort of smiling in between my sets at people, because I really don't want people to think like I'm just this mean woman in the corner of the gym, just like scowling at everybody. Like, I do try to look approachable and friendly.
What is that one song or a few, like, or the genre of music, like, what are you listening to when you need to, like, get something heavy?
Oh, if it's a heavy day, it's going to be heavy metal or rock all day long. Slipknot would be my go-to for deadlifts or squats. Like, if I'm going to try to hit a 1 rep max, Slipknot is going to be absolutely screaming at me through my headphones. On a normal day, not so much, but yeah, if I'm going for that PR, I will be screamed at. That's like the highest level I can have it, and that's when I'm just completely zoned out and I'm just focused in on the weight. On my normal lifting sessions, it could be anything from pop, rock, country. It could be anything. Like, I would listen to any kind of music. So sometimes I'll just put it on shuffle, or I'll find a new playlist and I'll listen to what they're into or whatever. I went through a bit of an EDM phase as well,
How do you handle your nutrition?
When I was younger, I had the worst diet. Like I didn't like my vegetables. I didn't like so many. Like I just wanted the plainest food, and that was it. But as time has gone on and I've grew up a little bit, I started to try new food, but still I wasn't great. But since educating myself, I have kind of found what works best for me. Ryan has helped me with, tracking macros and stuff like that, because that's something I got into pretty early in my journey. So once I started, excuse me, learning more on macros and nutrition, I kind of worked out what would be best for me, and following. It's almost nearly the same meal plan I've been using since the very beginning, to be honest, because it works and I like it. It's food I like, and I don't overcomplicate things. That was the thing I used to do at the start. I would be just overcomplicating everything, because you'd see somebody on Instagram doing it and you'd be like, oh, I should do that too. But it's so unnecessary. Well, actually, lately I've been really lucky. There's a company in Ireland that's been sending me their meal prep boxes. So they send me 6 to 7 meals a week. So that's my dinners sorted all week. So I'm very lucky that way. So that they've kind of taken the meal prep out for me over lockdown and for the foreseeable. But something like with nutrition, it took me a while to kind of get my head around it, because as I say, my diet was never great when I was growing up, but you get there. You educate yourself, and it's like with the trainer, what works for one person mightn't work for me. So you just have to find out what you're into, what works for you, like what diet. I don't like calling it a diet, because I'm not eating salads every day, or I'm not following a particular diet. For me, tracking macros works absolutely perfect.
When you discovered the nutritional value of things, was it a shift in like mental aspect, saying like, okay, I might not really, really love this food, but I'm going to eat it based on what it can actually do for me?
At the start, no. I was just like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not like, it was an absolute no to me. And at the time, I was focusing on the weight. But by the end of 2018, I actually started to lose my hair, because I wasn't looking after myself nutritionally. My sleep was non-existent, because I was actually getting up at 4:30 in the morning to go train. And then I would work for maybe 14 to 16 hours, come back, I'd sleep barely a couple of hours, and then go train again. So I wasn't looking after myself nutritionally or anything at all. So once that started to happen, I said to myself, okay, you're going to have to figure this out. Like, you can't keep doing what you're doing. So then, I started to kind of try different foods. As I say, see what works. Some things weren't successful, but other things were. And in Ireland here, we do love our soups, and that's a great way of getting as many nutrients in as possible. And there's so many supplements out there as well that you can put into your diet, especially if it's, as I say, if I'm really busy in work and I can't really be sitting down to my many meals or whatever. Sometimes a quick protein shake or getting your green smoothie in works perfect, because you're hitting your nutrients, you're looking after yourself. But I'm not letting myself get the way I was before.
What are some of the ones that you found kind of work the best for you?
I find creatine works really well for me. I was kind of unsure of it at the start, but I notice a big difference when I'm training with creatine. I do use protein powder, not every day, but as I say, if I do need to supplement it into my diet, I will. And I used to be a big pre-workout lover, but actually today is the first time I've taken it in, I would say, 3 months or more. And it was hours ago, and I still feel like I'm feeling the effects of it now. So I might leave the pre-workout off tomorrow. But and there's a green juice I take in the morning as well, to kind of get all that nutrients in, and it has a bit of hemp protein in, so that's like my green shot in the morning. I take that. But I've never been a big one for supplements. I think when I started out, as I say, like I just dove headfirst. And if somebody said this is what I needed, I took it. And I spent so much money on all these different supplements and all these different things that I thought I needed or I needed to take. And I think over time you realize, like, that's not doing it for me. I don't need that. Or even just through my own research, I didn't need it. Like, so yeah, mostly it's just creatine, protein powder, and then my green shot in the morning.
How has social media played a role in fitness for you?
It's actually been a major. It's been a major thing for me since I started. Once I started lifting, I started to post on Instagram, and thought nothing of it at the start. It was literally just keeping myself accountable more than anything. And through that, then I found like the fitness community, you might as well call it. It was people in Ireland, people overseas, and we were just motivating each other. If I had a question, I'd put it up on my story, and I'd get so many people giving me feedback or giving me advice on things if I was unsure of, or I'd put up a video of me lifting and somebody would be able to say, hey, you know, you need to straighten your back or you need to do whatever. And it was so good to be able to have that and to have that relationship with people and to connect with people. And I've made amazing friendships with girls and guys from all around the world that I live in the middle of nowhere in Ireland here. Like, I am out in the countryside. So to be able to connect with like-minded people was major for me. It kept me motivated. It's enriched my life, to be quite honest. Like, and I know social media gets a bad rap sometimes, but I've been very lucky that I've never had any negativity directed towards me. Everything I've ever posted or messages, I always get really good response to them. And I've been very open on my Instagram as well with my stories about my past and, you know, anything that's going on. And it's when people message you and say, hey, that happened to me too, I can relate, or, you know, they ask for advice or something like that. It makes me feel like I'm making some sort of a difference in the world. And yeah, I wouldn't change it for the world now. It's been really good for me.
What is a kind of some of those goals that you have?
I would hope that I think a goal is going to be a photo shoot at some point. It's something that I've wanted to do for a long time. And again, it was going to happen this year, but then COVID came back. But yeah, I'm hoping next year I'll get into a good shape and I'll get a photo shoot done. Not for anything big, just for kind of, you know, I've been doing it 3 years and this is the results of it. Like, and just to have those pictures and to just, yeah, to kind of have something to aim for, I would say a photo shoot would be a good start to 2021. After that, I think I'm going to just keep trying to grow, I guess. Before I would have wanted to, I need to hit this type of I need to be squatting this, I need to be lifting this. But I think now I'm more about like keeping a good shape and keeping healthy. Health is a big thing for me more nowadays, more than it was when I started. I want to, just be fit, be healthy, be active. So yeah, I guess I don't really know what 21 is going to bring, but I'm certainly excited to find out. It's just about bettering yourself, keeping yourself on track. And for me, if I slip, if I don't go to the gym, it's not so much that I'm afraid of gaining weight. It's more so my mental health that suffers. So that's always going to be a factor that when I say healthy, it's not just, keeping my nutrition on point. It's more so my head is in the game and I'm not, letting myself get to where I would have been years ago. So I'm putting that kind of before any aesthetic goals or anything like that. It's mostly my mind. I need to keep active, healthy, and, on the right path. So that's kind of where I want to be in 21, just happy in myself and content. And hopefully, as I say, maybe I'll get a couple of courses done and start doing fitness as a career, and hopefully have a photo shoot done too at some point. And yeah, you just have to kind of, especially after this year, as you say, like there was so much taken from us. There was so many lost opportunities. So next year, all going well. I'm hoping to just do absolutely everything I've ever wanted to and everything I can do to just make it a really good year and, yeah, focus on the good. Lifting weights helps with mental health so much. It's a very empowering thing to do, to be able to lift 100 kg off the ground or whatever it is. Like, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you can do it, that if you can do that in the gym, you can face what's outside, you know?
Right.
Sometimes everybody just needs that 1 hour to just focus on themselves and forget about whatever is happening on the outside. Sometimes that 1 hour in the day will help you cope with those other 23 hours that you have to face, you know?
Absolutely. I think the benefits of physical activity are just so underutilized when it comes to mental health. Like you said, I think in the future
Absolutely.
we'll be utilizing them more, taking advantage of the research that will probably, obviously come out, and we'll see that, hey, this stuff actually it's not just something like people are saying, it's actually like scientific data coming out. Like, we can help people mentally by doing something physical.
And here, actually, in Ireland, for the second lockdown, it was announced that gyms would close. Now, not all businesses was closing, but gyms would be one of the ones that would close. And I think over 50,000 people signed a petition to keep it open for our mental health. There was this one guy in Dublin who owned a gym who came on and said, like, he had seen the effects of the first lockdown on people's mental health. And he said, like, it couldn't happen anymore. Now, that wasn't listened to by our government. Our gyms did stay closed. But the rate of suicide has went up immensely over the past couple of months. Of course, not all due to the gyms being closed, but when mental health is put just to the side, that will happen. And people, I know myself, I suffered during the lockdown because I didn't have that release. I didn't have that hour in the gym to be able to just put my mind on anything else. So I think, it is going to have to be looked at as a method of helping people. Medication is great when needed, and so is all like the meditation and things like that. That's great, but sometimes people they don't realize how good exercise can be for them, and they don't have to go in and lift really heavy weights or run or do anything that they're not comfortable with. Anything at all can help you so much, and it just benefits your life. It can do no wrong. If you go in and you even give it a try, you're not going to lose anything. You're only going to gain, your confidence. It'll just better yourself. And I think, as you say, it's just going to definitely be more of a tool going forward with mental health and things like that.
I really appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Thanks so much.
Thank you for listening to the podcast, and also just want to remind you where you can find us, and that would be on Apple Podcast, Spotify, YouTube, and anywhere else you found podcasts. You can probably find us there. Until next time, we're out.